I have friends who still tell me that they are waiting to buy until the market crashes. And I'm like, please stop.
It drives me.
Please.
And they're like, oh, my dad's cousin's friend's goldfish told me that the bottom's going to fall out of the market any day now. As long as we have an inventory problem, that's not going to happen. Welcome to Property Management Uncensored. I'm your host, Phil Kazmierzak, along with co-host Samantha McKinney. Today's episode is titled Fixes, Funds, and Fiscal Foresight.
You can barely say that one. Say it again. Say it again.
Fixes, funds, like funds, F-U-N-D-S. Fixes, funds, and fiscal foresight.
Okay.
There we go.
Don't ask me to do it next.
ChatGPT does a great job with alliteration. I don't come up with it. So today we are talking about first tenant late payments, and then we're going to move into some fiscal responsibility for landlords because of those unexpected expenses, which happens to all of us that own rental property. It's never convenient when the AC goes out at all. But we're going to start with tenant late fees. First of all, paying rent on time. What's today?
I just found this out. It's the first. Yeah.
Today is the first of the month, which means rent's due.
Yes.
It comes at the same time every month. Just like Christmas.
No, but I still don't plan for that. I plan for my rent, though.
That was my other point, because people will say, oh, I'm struggling on rent. I had to get ready for Christmas. There's 12 months between to get ready for that.
You can pay your rent for Christmas. Merry Christmas to yourself.
I know. Not get evicted or anything like that. But yeah, so today is the first, and on our leases, we give a grace period. So rent's due on the 5th.
So apparently, and tell me if this is fact or fiction, you can do away with the grace period, but then you cannot charge a late fee.
Yes,
is that true?
I have heard that. It is not in the law. It's not written in the law that way, but I have heard that. And what they're the part that sort of stems from is when you have an unwritten lease, there are guidelines that you need to follow, and one of them is that you have to have the maximum late fee is 10%, and the days are in there or something like that.
I do miss the daily late fee. I
never charged it.
I just feel like when so we charge our late fee, right?
Right.
And, as most leases do, and then it just stops there. That daily late fee prompted people to not let it get, to the 14th, 15th, 16th of the month because it was still continuing to go up. Yeah.
You can still charge a daily late fee. It just can't be more than 10% of whatever the outstanding balance is that's due. Yeah. So we just all at once.
And that gets a little messy.
Yeah, if you had to charge it daily, like our software would not be able to handle that at all.
And we were talking about that yesterday. Appfolio really needs to.
Oh my gosh!
Get
if
some
you had
updates.
a C-class multifamily property, they're all paying late. There's no way you'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
At all. That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But so just on the 6th of the month.
Especially because because then if there's like rent from the last month too that carries over, it's just too much.
The prepaid rent carrying over into the next month, that would be way too much. So. And we do, how do I want to say it? We are very firm with this policy because we have to be. We have to treat everyone equally. But we do have within our tenant benefit package an option where if a tenant requests it, we will waive one late fee per calendar year, I believe is what it is.
Yes.
So, and that's fair. They do have to request it though. We don't just offer it to them. So that encourages them to stay on top of their paperwork, know what they're signing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
I don't think a lot of people know that they have that.
I don't think a lot of people read their lease.
I tell a lot of people because they ask what's in the benefits package, and I go over all of the things.
And it is the last on our listings. If it's on a third-party site like Zillow or something like that, the last photo is a copy of our benefit package and all the features and benefits that come with it.
But in our beautiful defense, we have rarely delinquencies. So
I know.
They don't have to utilize it very often.
Oh my gosh. I think I sent out 4 material noncompliance letters last month. 4.
And I don't think that the audience realizes how little that is for us. And compared to other people, that's a big deal.
Oh, if you have a multifamily C-class, some other property managers here have them. They probably send out a dozen to 20 every month. And we don't, dabble in that. So we did. And you remember sending out those letters every
Yeah.
month?
No.
It was a pain.
Yeah. I can't do that now.
don't
I
have to do it
don't
now.
have time for that.
No. I mean, we decided that we were going to focus on single family homes instead of C-class multifamily because we were spending so much time, energy, and resources on the multifamily where we're not making as much money.
I know. I look back now and I'm like, how was I able to juggle all of that? Like even like down to the pest control, that would take me like 2 hours of my day.
Right.
Like how?
There's no time for that now.
Yeah. No.
No. We could sign one multifamily and that might take the place of 3 or 4 multifamily doors, or sign one single family, sign 3 or 4, takes the place of 3 or 4 multifamily doors. Why would you want to do 3 or 4 times the work for the same amount of money?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, it's more money because we would have to hire another person.
Yeah.
It's just not manageable.
I can't take another one of you.
Don't blame me.
I can't do it. I can't do it at all.
Hey, at least I'm good at my job.
I know, you wouldn't still be here. You're almost
Listen, so you could do another one of me.
No, thank you.
He was so serious about it.
No, thank you. It'll be, let's see, you're at 2.5 years right now, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just finished. So going on.
You're getting very close to being the longest employee I've hired in office.
Look at me go.
We still have a few months to mess it up.
I know. I don't want to get too excited about it.
I can't remember. I think it was like 2 years and 9 months was the record.
Who is that? Was it Donna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see. So that was our late fee policy. We'll move into the budgeting tips for rental properties. We have an HVAC at a unit right now, at a condo, and it is not a cheap unit. It's a luxury condo. First of all, we're not talking about like a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 condo.
That HVAC system costs like half of my vehicle.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yes. Like it is really expensive. So how do you plan for these types of things? Well, and I'll give you some tips on what I do personally for a rental property that I own. And that is one, I have a separate bank account set up specifically for that rental property. So all the rent comes into that account and the expenses come out of that account.
That's a good idea.
So, rent will come in, the mortgage will come out. So, and whatever's left over stays in that account. I don't touch it. And that is where I see a lot of people making mistakes when I'm talking to them when they're going to sign the property. Like, they'll make $300 or $400 a month in profit, $500, whatever it is, and they've already spent it every month in their mind.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Because that
They
roof's going to
really
need to be
do,
replaced.
yes.
HVAC, roof, water heater, and they don't have any money for it at that point. So then they've got to finance instead of just saving the money, not spending it in the first place.
And you have a rental property bringing you in extra income and you have to finance something for it.
Right.
No.
That doesn't make sense at all. And so some people will also say, hey, why don't we just bump up our reserve escrow, which we keep. Don't do that either because that is a non-interest bearing account. So there's no interest in it. So you might as well put it into a high yield savings or something like that you can access fairly quickly, high yield savings account. One of them that I have right now, I think, is at 4.25% a year, which of course is better than a bank savings account.
And it's better than nothing.
Yeah. I mean, once that account builds up over time, your interest that you're going to receive is significantly better than if you just have it at a regular bank and you're making like 0.00001%. That's ridiculous. So put it in a high yield savings.
I get it for the landlords who are rental landlords by default. They couldn't sell. We live in a big military town,
right?
And so I think a big thing is a lot of military people buy houses. They're here for a short time. They can't sell it and make anything off of it, so they rent it out, and they're just kind of landlords by default. So they don't plan for those things.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And when I got into real estate, it would if someone used a VA loan, 100% financed, it would take them about 6-ish years to break even. Now, because the properties have appreciated so much, you could buy a property in 2020 and sell it in 2021 and make a profit.
Yes.
Today, not as much. But it's not 6 or 7 years anymore. It's maybe like 2 or 3 years.
6 or 7 years? That's a long time.
I told you, we bought our house up in the Northern Virginia, sold it 15 months later and made money.
Yeah, and then when you,
it's crazy because the market is just appreciating so fast right now. Today is always the best day to buy a house. regardless of what
Yes.
happens with the rates, because the appreciation of that real estate is going to continue to go up. You're not going to find a property today that is less expensive than it would have been in 1980.
Yes, I have friends who still tell me that they are waiting to buy until the market crashes. And I'm like, please stop.
It drives
Please.
me. And they're like, oh, my dad's cousin's friend's goldfish told me that the bottom's going to fall out of the market any day now. As long as we have an inventory problem, that's not going to happen.
And the whole reason for the way real estate was, when it was because of the shortage of houses that we had. It wasn't, due to any,
Yeah, so shortage of houses, prices go up.
Those prices aren't going back down.
They're not going back down at all. And I was going to dive into another subject, and I was like, I probably should not discuss that one. So I'm not going to. I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay.
But so I'm not going to get myself in hot water on that one. But yeah, like the real estate prices now, and they're still appreciating in value. I'm like, my personal property is like around 2 to 3% a year right now. Not bad. I'll take it.
I just can't stand when that new tax bill hits me.
I know.
I have a fixed rate mortgage, right? But the taxes sometimes year to year makes me feel like I don't.
I know. And they will reduce the actual tax rate. And they're like, look at you. We're saving you money because we reduced our tax rate. But they're not taking into consideration that your appraised value has gone up 15%.
Yeah.
So they're still making more money in taxes, even though they reduced the actual rate. People don't understand that.
Then, of course, when your home value goes up, you have to cover more on it with, your homeowner's insurance and
And tenants are still like, why is my rent going up?
Yeah, come on. Like, there's other people whose stuff is going up too. Yeah.
I know. They're like, I'm a good tenant. I pay rent on time every month. Why is my rent going up?
Because my mortgage is going up.
That's exactly right. Because my mortgage has gone up, because my property taxes have gone up, and my insurance has gone up. Insurance in our area, we're along the coast, so there are some companies that are completely non-renewing policies right now.
Oh.
My insurance almost doubled, and I had to get it requoted and change companies and all that stuff, because they're trying to force people out of the market because they don't want to cover a claim. We're along the coast. Hurricane comes, wipes us all out.
Dang.
High risk.
I just switched my homeowner's insurance too. It was fairly simple, but
yeah, it's not hard to do.
Okay, so I'm going to tattle on myself on the internets right now.
On the internets, all of them?
I am a homeowner, and I've been a homeowner for a long time, and I'm a property manager, so I should know better, but I do not have flood insurance. I think about it often.
I have it on... I know I have it on my main property. I don't know if I have it on a rental. But the rental is in Chesapeake, so it's further out.
But I know that I'm stupid for it because our drainage system here in Virginia is crap. I don't know what's wrong with it, but...
There was just on my Time Hop, that app that lets you look at what you've posted previous years. 6 years ago, I posted that my street was flooded. And it is the first and only time I've ever seen my street actually flooded.
You're up on a hill, though, kind of. You have to go, so you're lucky. And my neighborhood is not... knock on wood, it's not one of those ones that typically floods during those times, but what was it, a couple years ago we had some heavy rains and Virginia was flooded for...
Well, we had Hurricane Matthew in 2017, 2018, something like that, and all those areas like Princess Anne Plaza that were not in flood zones are now in flood zones because they just all were wiped out.
Yeah.
So no one expected it.
And every time hurricane season comes here, I think about it, but they won't let you, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it next year. But of course, us in Virginia, we're not like the Florida people. And, when I moved here for the first couple times we got a hurricane, I'd prepare everything, and now I don't. And I know that we're going to get smacked one day and I'm going to regret it.
Fortunately, our operations are spread out so far where if we go down here, there's other people that can take over for us.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's a benefit of having people all around the world.
Yeah. We have a nice office in Florida. I saw it in downtown.
Oh, the Sotheby's office down there?
Yeah, it's cute. It's in a nice area.
Yeah. That's good
Sidetracked.
For us. I know. I mean, I've got a list of things completely down the rabbit hole and all this stuff. But I actually did talk about, the last thing I didn't talk about was how much to actually keep in savings.
How much would you say?
That's a great question. So for me personally, on a rental property, I want to have at least 6 months of the mortgage payment saved up.
Okay.
And and then the expense comes, you use it, and then you build it back up again. So at my last turn, I had to refinish the floors and, do all that kind of stuff. So I took it down, and now I'm sitting at, I think, 4 months right now. So I still have a little bit to go back.
I would say that probably 80% of people do not have that 6 months. I know. If not more.
Yeah, because we get a work order come in, and the client will say, can I pay this next month or whatever? And we have great relationships with our vendors. Like, we have everyone on net 45, so we can wait until the next rent payment comes in before we need to pay that invoice. Our vendors are very, very good to work with, and they appreciate our loyalty to them as well. We're going to continue giving them work. Mm-hmm. They're going to continue to give us that net 45. So yeah, that way everyone gets taken care of. If the property is on a rental property, you should plan to at least have 1% of the home's values in repairs every year. So if you have a $400,000 property, you should plan on $4,000 in repairs every year.
I think that's good math.
It's easy math.
Yeah.
And if you don't use it, great. Keep it set aside in that, high yield savings or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's like a free savings account. Plan for it so that way.
Yeah, I think
better safe than sorry.
I think I am getting 4.25% at the one I use right now, which is, it's fine for me.
You're such a dad to me. Like, you tell me this, though. Sometimes I sit in these podcasts and I'm like, I'm going to have to go fix some stuff.
We've already talked about the life insurance and
I know.
all that other stuff.
I know. All right.
Oh, gosh. All right, you ready to get to the rapid fire questions?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you sure?
I heard you back there chuckling.
Yeah, I'm going to start off easy, though.
Okay.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cookie Monster from Lolly's. Shout out to Lolly's.
What is Lolly's?
Lolly's ice cream place.
Yeah, what's that?
It's an ice cream shop, and they make homemade ice cream, and it is the best ice cream I've ever had. Yes. There's one on the Boulevard. There's one down on 17th Street, and they have like their normal flavors, and then they have like rotating flavors. Oh,
the only place I ever go is Brewster's, and it's because it's like 5 minutes from my house, right on the Boulevard, and I can take Cooper.
Yeah, I think somebody told me that they have really good ice cream too, but you have to try Lolly's.
I will try that.
Oh, it's so good. You'll never go anywhere else.
What's something people are surprised to learn about you?
That I had a rough childhood. I feel like that's surprising to people.
Maybe. I would say that you are incredibly independent and self-sufficient because of your childhood. So it wouldn't come as a surprise to me. Because I know you.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Do you remember that one time you told me you thought I was in my mid-30s?
Yes, I do.
And I was like, what the hell, Phil? And you were like, it's because you're so mature.
Is that what I sounded like, too?
No.
Yeah, because now I know you are 10 years younger.
That is so rude.
10 years
10 years.
Younger.
You gave me 10 years.
Well, 10 years younger than I am.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah, you told me I was like 36 or something.
I
wasn't even 30 yet.
No, I think you were 29 at the time. Whoops.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
That's fine.
What's your I know the answer to this one. This is one I left out. What's your go-to excuse when you don't want to go out?
Oh, my kids.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. It's
100%.
so easy.
100%.
So easy.
I just say, I don't want to go. I don't really use an excuse too much. But I will use Cooper to leave something early, which is true because he has to go outside like every 4 hours now.
Yeah, because he's older.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will do that.
Oh, but for sure, my kids.
But when I go to
my kid's sick.
A pool party on a Sunday or something, I'm normally there for 5 hours or 6 hours or so because we have dinner and everything before and after. But I will send a rover over to my house at the 3-hour mark to let him out.
You're such a good pet dad.
Well, I don't want to clean anything up when I get home.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it comes. I'll spend the $20. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Skydiving. It was on a whim. I was just like, I want to do this one day.
I remember you told me you went.
Yeah,
and then you posted photos or something.
Yeah. Just super random, and I had a great time.
If you had to be haunted by a ghost, but a fun ghost, who would it be? So someone that died that was fun, that you would not mind being haunted by. They can be a celebrity or someone you knew.
Why in my head did I want to say Charlie Sheen, but he's
alive.
Still alive?
I don't know how, but he's still alive.
Ooh, a dead one.
He would be funny, though, once, that happens.
Yeah.
I've got a few.
I don't know. That one's hard. Who would you pick?
I think Robin Williams would be number one.
Oh, darn.
Because
Okay, I should have thought about that.
Like the practical jokes and stuff, that would be so fun. Or if I wanted someone sweet, like Betty White. Like, I think she's fun.
No, I'm going to go with the first one. That would be so much fun.
I think that'd be really, really fun. What's the strangest thing you've eaten on purpose?
Octopus. Just out of an oven, though. Like, I mean, like the whole, like they pulled that octopus out of there. It wasn't like, no, calamari.
Mine
crap.
is balut, and it is a Filipino or Southeast Asian delicacy, and it is a fertilized duck egg.
Okay.
And I will never do that again.
Was it not good?
It was no bueno.
Ew, Phil.
I know, but it's a delicacy over there, and you don't want to be rude. So,
no, I see it. You don't know. See, you don't have a problem being rude here.
It's different when it's like your in-laws' like house and you're over there and it's the Philippines.
I feel like it would be more rude if I was sitting there like I could not. I can't do funky. I'm autistic. I can't do like the funky.
Eating balut and singing karaoke, the Filipino stereotypes. If you could only use one emoji the rest of your life, which one would it be?
That one.
We'll bleep that out. Mine is the eye roll. 100% the eye roll.
Oh, yeah. That matches, yeah.
What's your I won the lottery first splurge? Hundreds of millions of dollars you've won. What's the first thing you're doing?
Paying off my debt. Because I'm responsible.
But then what's the first thing you're buying?
Ooh, an island away from everybody.
That's a good one. Definitely real estate. Definitely.
Yeah.
Probably houses you go to once or twice a year, but absolutely going to buy real estate.
Yeah.
And
I'd buy the island, put the real estate on the island.
I don't know that I would, even if I had hundreds and millions of dollars, I'm not sure I would buy my own jet. I would probably still charter one to go everywhere.
I care about the economy too much.
Yeah.
Or the
yeah.
pollution and stuff.
I'd probably get a jet card with one of the jet companies. Which game show do you think you would totally crush?
None of them, honestly. Honestly, like I'm not even gonna try to pretend. None of them.
None.
No, because a lot of them has to do with like stuff that you see on TV and stuff and I just don't watch TV. Like I was in Florida this last weekend and
abandoning me.
Yep. And like, people will recommend shows to me and stuff all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. And then, they'll ask for, how did you like it? And I'm like, I still haven't gotten past. I have not concluded a TV show or a movie or anything in probably like 6 months to a year.
I just finished Fubar, which is like an action comedy on Netflix with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Great show.
Maybe it's my ADHD. Like I don't, but we were trying to watch a movie, me and Troy, when I was in Florida, and I'll just like sit, and he was like, "Is this what you do?" And I'm like, just like looking around, like I just won't watch it. Like I'll lay there the whole time, but I just won't watch it.
I'm watching like 4 shows at once right now.
Yeah,
like I just found like Hulu, Netflix,
and so I
whatever.
would fail all of them because I feel like you would have to watch TV to be good at any of them.
I think anything on The Price is Right, I think I'd be okay.
See, I've never even seen that.
What? What did you watch when you stayed home sick from school?
Jerry Springer.
That explains everything. I did watch that too.
No, and Maury, you are not the father. I'm so serious too.
What is something you've done once and will never do again?
I mean, I would joke and say get married. I don't know. I'm a firm believer in you got to try everything twice to know if. But
yeah, I'm not doing balut again. Never. That was my one.
No, I'm gonna stick with the marriage.
Can't go wrong with that one.
What would you pick for that one?
The blue.
That was still the worst experience.
No, actually, and speaking of marriages, I texted my ex the other day to tell him about something. And I was like, hey, first husband. And he was like, that applies. There's going to be a second. And I was like, the second one's for money. Like, 100%. He wrote back, amen.
If you didn't learn your lesson the first time and you marry again for something other than money, you're dumb.
That's right. I completely agree. And thanks for tuning in this week's episode of Property Management Uncensored. Uncensored: Fixes, Funds, and Fiscal Foresight. We'll catch you next time.